Hello, welcome to the Tuesday show.
I was just thinking there's no David to do the intro, so
yeah, I know.
how do we do this?
We started, we're like,
yeah, what do we say here?
Okay. I'm James Chen.
And I'm Sage, and we're here with the Tuesday show. Yeah, there's no Steve, Tasty
That's
Steve,
right.
and no Ultra David.
So Steve is a little under the weather.
Dude, that's so crazy to me. Let me tell you, so I got sick twice this year as we traveled,
Okay.
Steve and I. And this guy, Steve, was like, I don't know how he does it. He's like a tank. He gets no sleep and stays up all day and has a bajillion amounts of energy and then doesn't get sick. Meanwhile, me, I'm trying to, not get sick. I'm doing vitamin C and all this stuff, and then I get sick as hell. I was sick for a month straight. So when Steve told me today that he was sick, I was like, I don't want to be anywhere near you. You have some super bug, some kind of crazy virus that's new to mankind. It's the second iteration of the bubonic plague or something. That's what it would take to get Steve sick. So I'm I'm not interested, dude.
All right, okay. Well, and David, of course, he's moving into a new place, so it's gonna be, that's always fun to do, and now his cats have to get used to a new environment.
Oh, yeah, his cats now, that's true. Oh,
man.
I always dislike when people move since I own a truck.
Oh, and you're that guy.
I'm that
you're
guy.
the guy.
But my truck is breaking down. I have to get a new car soon, and I'm so excited because I won't have a truck anymore.
Okay.
And they're gonna call me, and I'm like, nah, I can't help you do it.
Someone asked if Steve ate a pot pie and got sick.
Dang, why is he so upset about pot pies?
I love pot pies. Pot
Me
pies
too.
are godlike, right? I don't know why.
It's such a good combination of food. I don't understand why he doesn't like it.
It's like a chicken soup in a pie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like.
And he loves cornbread. And he loves other baked goods. And he likes soup, but he doesn't like pot pies.
Wait, is he? I always forget. Does he like candy corn or does he?
He
not?
likes candy corn, I think.
Candy corn is nasty, dude.
All right, James. I'm glad we figured out some things today while he was gone. We got to clarify some things.
Are you down with the candy corn?
It's not that great.
Okay.
I don't really think it's good. I only eat it maybe on Halloween, and I have 2 pieces, and I'm glad this is a once a year thing. That's all I could do.
So in other words, Steve is never coming back.
Probably not.
Because we're talking good about pot pies and talking bad about candy corn.
Corn's pretty whack, dude. The fact that I only eat it once a year and it's 2 little pieces and I'm over it should tell you just how good it is.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you taste it, you're like, it's not that bad, and then you're like, no, you know what, I'm done with this. So.
Yeah, it's pretty fast how that happens. Gross.
Right. Well, dude, we have a million results because we haven't streamed for 2 weeks.
Yeah, there was no show last week since you didn't even get home from New York until 8 o'clock at night or something like that.
Yeah,
so by the time you got here, it was probably super late and you were tired. I was super tired because we just finished TwitchCon, Steve and I, and we were there from Tuesday the week before until Monday the next week. So we spent 6 days in San Diego.
I have this microphone touching the table, so every time you touch the table.
Oh, does it move it?
Well,
whoa.
Yeah, I can.
All right, I can just not touch the table.
Yeah, let's not. I'm gonna have to move it later. So
all right.
Because every time I do this.
Oh, it's super loud.
Dude, it sounds like an earthquake. It sounds like the giant is walking into the room, fee, fi, fo, fum.
So we spent 6 days in San Diego for TwitchCon.
You guys went there early.
They wanted us there super early because we did 2 days of rehearsals before the super mega esports reveal of Amazon's new game, which was super fun to do.
Do you know? Does the audience know why that thing was as esports as possible?
Okay, so I have to give them context of everything.
Right, but my reason for thinking that thing was as esports as possible, they got Steve in a suit.
They got Steve in a suit. You know what makes me mad about Steve? Let me...
Steve is watching this at home right now. He's like, man, I'm going to just ride on over there
Tasty
just so I can
Steve
stop them talking.
Was wearing a full suit. You know that Tasty Steve never follows the dress code for anything.
Right.
He always wears a t-shirt and a beanie on commentary. They'll be like, come dressed in a shirt and tie. Steve shows up in beanie and t-shirt, and he's like, whatever, man. So for that event specifically, Rip and I had to wear suits for the Thursday reveal.
Right.
But for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they told us not to wear full suits.
Okay.
So Steve showed up in a full suit. So even when dressing all the way up, he's not following the dress code. Because they told us specifically, they're like, we want you to wear a jacket and shirt. No tie. And Steve comes in a full suit. An entire ridiculous full suit. So even when he's dressing up as fancy as can be, he's got the full gig and the pants and the shoes and everything, he's not actually wearing the dress code. It's crazy.
It's backwards.
It's so absurd.
He has to be defiant, I guess, of the dress code every single time.
I did not I can't believe this guy. He's a professional. Like, he's so good, but he looked good in a suit.
No, he looked fly.
For context about Breakaway, we've been talking about this esports hikes that we've been taking.
Right.
Some of the esports hikes are other stuff, but two of the ones we went on were to Amazon to play this new game called Breakaway. And then while I was there the first time, I was playing the game and I was dunking the people. The team that was on with me was me, Vi, Steve, and Nerd Josh.
Oh, dude,
so it's like team wins and fights.
Yeah, and that's like team. We can adapt to games and we're good.
It was so bad, dude. It was a pure dunking, is what it was. But we're dunking these fools, and it was bad. Oh wait, is the mic out? What happened? See, I can't even tell them who we were dunking.
Are we gone? Are we out here?
I don't know. The little microphone thing is flashing now.
Oh, the mic. Oh, this thing. Okay. Are we back? You know what? I actually found out. I don't think it's the sound that's clipping. I think it's that we're actually dropping, or like the XSplit is freezing.
What the hell?
I've seen XSplit freeze up a couple. So when I was editing the episode last time, it wasn't even just like the sound was going out and me and David are like it literally just like froze.
Oh.
And so I need to figure out what it is. So.
Okay, so it's Breakaway. We're playing some Breakaway. We're dunking these people. I won't name who they were. But it was bad. So we're dunking them, and the guy walks up to me. I didn't realize who it was at the time, but it was one of the guys who presented on stage. He's like the VP of Amazon or something like that. He asked me, he's like, so you're a commentator, right? Do you think you can commentate this game as I'm playing? And I was like, sure. And it's the first time I ever played the game, so I started doing commentary. And they ended up liking it, so they brought us back to practice commentary. So we went and did that, and for Mega, the reason it's like super mega esports is because you have to remember Amazon bought Twitch for $1 billion,
right?
Like 2 years ago or whatever, right?
Right.
Then they immediately purchased a couple of game studios. Double Helix was one of them.
Right.
So Double Helix has been working on this Breakaway game. So when people were like, "Why are all these FGC people in this like exhibition thing for this new game? This is not a fighting game. Like, why are they doing this?" It's because
one Mr. Filthy Rich.
Filthy Rich is the person in charge of that, and Filthy Rich has been involved in fighting games for forever, right? And you have to think, what's it called? The studio Double Helix, their last game was Killer Instinct.
Right, the first season of Killer Instinct.
Right, so they're a fighting game studio. So like they know all these fighting game people. So when they were looking at people to bring in, they brought in all these fighting game players. So that's why the whole exhibition was fighting games. Everybody's like, man, they're trying to sell this to the fighting game community.
Well,
and I'm
also
like,
the other thing too, fighting game players break things better than anybody else.
Maybe, I guess. I feel like
I still believe that.
Maybe, I don't know, but the main reason is that Filthy Rich is there, and the studio who made it is a former fighting game studio. So even though this isn't a fighting game, like they know a lot of fighting game people. So they brought us in. We did this super esportsy thing, and it was a lot of fun. And the game's really cool. When it comes out in alpha, you should probably try it. But it's not a fighting game. Just in case you're curious. It's definitely not a fighting game, and it was a fun gig in San Diego. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying like the game didn't, like, you have to play the game.
Oh, you have to play this game.
Playing the game is a much different feel. So me and David got to go down there one time too. Yeah, and so when we played it, it's a different beast when you play it than when you watch it. And keep in mind, the game is still in beta form, alpha form. So they're going to do a lot of things with presentation for sure.
So the problem with watching it right now is that you notice that they keep zoomed out on the ball the whole time. The reason that it's zoomed out is because their key bindings on the spectator client to go to players were broken. So like cutting to players was like it wouldn't work very well. So that's kind of the problem with it. But the game is super fun. You should try it, and it's cool. And if you hate it, whatever. There's a chance you might not like it. It's pretty fun.
For sure.
To me, it's like, I love Rocket League. Man, I was getting pissed at my teammates in Rocket League last night. I was playing. There's like one thing that makes me mad in this world, and like when I play Rocket League, this is all my teammates have to do. If you can hit the ball, and you just don't score on us, like, I'm happy.
Okay.
Last night, that was a big problem. I was like, team. I literally typed in team chat. I was like, team, if you could hit the ball, that would be great.
Are you going to expose who your teammates were?
No, these random people.
Oh,
it was not teammates.
Okay.
When I play with teammates, they're good teammates, so it's not a problem. I'm usually the worst player, so that's great.
Okay.
That's a good feeling. But Yeah, this game is like Rocket League because there's a ball you have to move, but there's like combat.
Right.
So you're fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
There's also range characters.
People kept saying that it felt like Smite and Rocket League, like a combination of these.
Right.
I've never played Rocket League. I don't even think I've ever even seen Smite. So I can't really comment on that.
Yeah.
But
after playing this game too, I tried to come home and play something like it. But it's like a genre that doesn't exist.
Right, exactly.
It's very funky.
Exactly. Rocket League might be the closest thing right now.
Yeah.
Like a weird.
Lethal League is also super fun, by the way.
Oh yeah, Lethal League.
I'm nice at Lethal League.
Lethal League is the best.
I'm nice at Lethal League.
But, I mean, it's really interesting because we're talking about this esports thing, right? We're talking about let's go in esports and everything like that. So while you guys were at TwitchCon, we were at ESL.
You guys were at ESL.
Beatdown, right? So this ESL, I mean, they rented out the Barclays Center.
Yeah.
We got to. I mean, I took a panorama shot from the floor where I could see the jerseys and all these things like that.
It was such an obscene arena,
dude.
For 99% CS:GO and 1% fighting games.
Exactly, and so obviously that was kind of esports. Like
it's pretty damn esports.
Even during the pools portion where we went all the way to grand finals. I mean, like, because normally when we do fighting game events, they're like, just get here before this time, sit down, go.
Yeah.
And like for this one, we had rehearsals, we had like scripts and all sorts of things like that. And then of course there was the ever so awkward me throwing to the Score Esports replay.
Yeah.
And that is a tongue twister. And
the Score Esports replays.
Yeah. It's the funny thing is like when I kept messing it up, Z was in the back. He's like, why does James keep messing this up? This is so easy. Then he got on there and first time he messed up.
Yeah, the guy who speaks like 11 languages, the commentary meme god himself can't even do it.
And it's funny too, because I figured out why it was messing me up. Because every time I had to go to it, the first thing I do is like, okay, let's go to the... And then the thing I'm supposed to say is the Score Esports.
Let's go to the Score Esports.
Right, so let's go to the Esports, Score, and then so... Basically, I changed the name of it to Score Esports in my head, and then I could do it.
Go to the Score Esports replay, Man, just wait. The soon the replays will all be presented by whatever. We'll be going to replays presented by...
It's happening.
NASA or something.
People have talked about that even before ESL. A lot of people have talked about
Dude, that's such
before.
a good way for sponsors to get involved in events. Just have, think about anytime you watch sports on television, or if you guys are wrestling fans, every time a replay pops up, it's like replay presented to you by Snickers.
Yeah, and then every time you see the replay go sideways, the logo's on the side.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. Like a lot of people said it was kind of awkward, and I maybe I don't have to say it every time. Maybe it needs just to be highlighted or something like that. But and someone said Z-Sonic. No, I liked my name best, which was Skeezy.
Skeezy?
I like Skeezy.
Skeezy's pretty good. Ski-Sonic, Z-Sonic. They have a couple of good names, I think.
But, no, I mean, so then obviously we went to Sunday. It was grand finals. It was on the CSGO stage. We got to
esports.
Talk to Alex the Machine,
that was funny.
and all this other stuff. I mean, did you guys got a chance to see a lot of it, right?
Yeah, I came back to my hotel room and watched pools when that happened. I came back to my hotel room and watched grand finals when that happened.
Okay.
I saw Commander Jesse, by the way.
Oh, dude, Commander Jesse. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when we get to the results. But I mean, so from our standpoint, obviously we were behind the scenes doing all this stuff, and it was definitely different for us. But at the same time, I did think that the pool portion felt very FGC. So ESL has been good. They've done the Mortal Kombat stuff before.
Yeah, they're experienced.
And they listened to the FGC. The streamers, the main streamer was Spencer. Spencer was there.
Spencer the God.
You know, and they got a bunch of the New York guys to run it. Like we saw Walter, who's basically used to be named Bacardi. That was his nickname before. But he's been part of the FGC for a long time. He was helping run the pools and everything.
Was Min there doing stuff too?
Yeah, Min was there too.
Right? Yeah.
And so the whole thing felt very FGC to me. Obviously, the Sunday thing was completely different.
It was esportsy, but the matches and everything are still fighting game related. Yeah.
Yeah. So from a viewer standpoint, I mean, how did it look to you guys?
It looked good to me. When I was watching it, obviously there's some esportsy stuff, but I think the replay plus analysis is cool. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that that's starting. Because I feel like that's something that you have to work towards. Because fighting game matches are so fast. It's boom, 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 boom. So much is going on that a lot of times we don't even have time to break down the analysis. Yeah. So it's kind of cool to have that happen. But as a viewer, I thought it was cool. I'm really happy Grand Finals is not a blowout. I was so worried that Xiaohai was just going to 3-0 Momochi, and that was that. I was like...
But dude, when Momochi won 3-0, then I was afraid it was going to be a 6-0 from Momochi.
It ended up being really entertaining. I thought Grand Finals was good. The whole thing was a little bit more esportsy, but I think that that's fine, because I think it was like the right choices.
Yeah.
You know, it was good. I think as a spectator.
The thing for me is the guys who were running it, like Josh. Josh is one of the main guys who was running it. He's helped with the Mortal Kombat stuff. He loves fighting games.
You're talking about Joshua Gray, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he knows the fighting game community, so it was just like, it felt very FGC to me. So I really did enjoy it. I was surprised by it. Like David was even saying, like, James might have even been turned, you know, like
to the esports side.
Like,
one thing that I saw the chat mention is that they're talking about the replay sections and how that they said that wasn't as good as it could be. It's new.
Yeah,
it's very new. So it's like, imagine like they just are like, all right, you're gonna do this at this event, and you have no practice with it, and now you have to do it, and you're just like, oh, all right, let me try this.
And the best way to explain it too is, honestly, we're sitting there watching the matches, and there's this dude with the crazy ass machine that
the replay machine.
Yeah, the replay machine. He's just sitting there
spinning the wheel,
and we're like, okay, go capture the last 10 seconds. That was really good. So they capture the last 10 seconds. Okay, capture that and then that round. Okay, no, back, go from here. Okay, capture this.
Right.
And then they replay the whole thing, and it's like, what the hell did I capture?
Right.
You know,
because there's no context right there, right? There's no context. Like, it's just the parts of the match, so you have to remember exactly what's happening. But it's like, it's one of those things that's like, it's a skill that we have to work on, because obviously we're not super familiar with doing it as much. Because even replays are not used at all events for fighting games in general. But like us. Like, you guys picking what replay comes up, and then having to talk about it in the context of the match and set the story and explain why it's important. It's like a lot.
What I would have loved to have had is, like, there was a lot of times, for example, when like Momochi would do a certain thing or Xiaohai would do a certain thing, and it would happen like 4 times during the match.
Right.
It'd been sick if we could grab all of those and put them in a row so you could see it. It's a new technology. We got to get used to it. And some people were saying that the intermissions were a little long.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, some of that sometimes was our fault. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they'd be like, James, David, get back to the table.
I mean, if you guys watch Seam, you could talk about long intermissions.
Oh yeah, that
was absurd. I was like, all right, they're like, we'll be back at this time. So I was like, all right, cool. I went and grabbed some food. I come back, I'm like, we're still not back? Like, what's happening here? I eat all my food, I throw it away, I'm sitting there.
You're like, let me wash dishes.
Let me do some laundry, and it's like, it had the most absurdly long, and that was all FGC, so I don't know what was going on there. I think they're waiting for the stage for another game or something, but yeah, I thought that ESL was good. I think that we just need to learn, like, fighting game commentators have to learn how to do certain things that we are not used to, and also you have to understand, like, the replay machine guy. I don't know how familiar he is with fighting games. Right. But I've definitely worked at events where like the replay guy is like not super familiar with fighting games. I mean, so then he doesn't know exactly what to cut. So it's like a replay will come up and you'll be like, we're looking at this? Okay.
I mean, the guy that we talked to knew enough that we were like, capture it from when he started the frame trap to this. And he'd be like, okay. So, you know, he was able to do that.
Yeah, because how many fighting game people know how to use a replay machine?
Right, exactly.
I can think of like Chris Seglia.
Right.
And that's probably like it.
Yeah, and also, obviously, so the weird thing about Brooklyn Beatdown was they only did grand finals on the last day.
Right.
And you know, like, I don't know if this is NDA or whatever, but, you know, they had to do the replay stuff. So, yeah, it came in the middle of matches, and it was a little, you know, disruptive. But if I heard the ESL heads really liked what happened with the fighting game community. They're really happy with it.
That's good.
So if they do it again, I'm sure it'll be top 8. The replays will happen in the middle of the matches instead of in the middle of like in between matches instead of in the middle of matches.
Yes, that would be great. Also, they announced that they're doing this King of the Hill.
Yeah, that's right.
They also put in there that we were commentating at Ultra 10. I didn't even know that they put that we were commentating it in there until someone reached out to me and was like, are you doing ESL? And I was like,
yeah, I know. I saw that too. Like,
maybe. Like, I was like, I don't know. And then I looked at the article. I was like, oh, they didn't put our names in there. I was like, all right, well.
I'm really excited about that too.
Yeah,
because
me too.
If you guys don't know, it's going to be like 4 weeks in a row of NorCal versus SoCal. And there's so much history about that particular rivalry. So I can't wait to just wax on and on about.
It's going to be sick. I think the plan is for us to do like a rotation for that.
Oh, is that how it's going to work?
Like, I think you and David do it one week, and then me and Steve do it one week, and then you and David, and then me and Steve, something like that.
Sure.
I think that's the plan. Not 100%. It really depends on our schedules, too, because if like it turns out Steve and I are busy one week, like, let's say Steve and I are busy like the second week.
Right.
You guys might have to do like the first week and the last, or the second and third week, and we do the first and fourth. I don't know how it works. Yeah. But it's like 4 weeks of cool video game ESL stuff. And ESL doing more fighting game stuff is super awesome for me because They're like not that far from us.
Oh yeah.
And if they're interested in doing more stuff, then that gives more opportunities to players because they gave out like $1 million at ESL, and it's super cool. I'm always down with more people wanting to throw FGC events who do a good job.
Yeah, I'm really happy with ESL, what ESL has done. Like, look, fighting games are gonna go quote esports, but the genius part about it all is that fighting games are kind of doing it on its own, right? So what I kept saying like to other people and stuff like that, it's like, I was so against MLG a long time ago. You know, I was just like anti-MLG. One is because they didn't want to listen to our rules and they wanted to do it how
some weird stuff,
continuation rules or whatever like that. But then the second thing too is that they would have wanted to put in all the money, help with the production, and then if they take it away, we're kind of screwed, right?
Yeah.
However, if that happens now and they take the FGC money away, we'll just go back to the Mandalay Bay.
Yeah. Dang. You don't want to see us at the Barclays Center? Peace out. I'll see you guys in Mandalay Bay.
We'll just go back to the 15,000 people arena.
Dude, there was some esports event happening recently, and it was at Mandalay Bay, and I was like, we've been there, done that. You esports guys got nothing on us fighting games. We've already done Mandalay Bay, dude.
Exactly. So, you know, that's why I'm happy fighting games have gotten to where we are by ourselves, and now I feel like we do have to kind of enter that next level. But at the same time, I've always said this, I do not want to lose our personality.
Yeah.
Like, I actually just finally watched the Evo broadcast on ESPN. I just never had a chance to watch it. And my favorite thing about it was that Mike and Seth were not any less FGC than they normally were.
Right.
It was like wrestling commentary.
Yeah.
Like, they were making jokes, and
good.
they were part of the personality.
They did such a great job, yeah.
Yeah. So I was really happy to see that, and that, I think, is a major goal for the FGC.
I think part of that is because it was put on by FGC people. The whole production was put on all by FGC, so it was really sick, actually. I'm really happy with how the Evo commentary turned out for ESPN.
Yeah, exactly.
We did all right too, I guess. We're all right.
I was just happy we showed up on the screen a couple of times. Me too.
That's why people hit me up after, like, you were on ESPN. What the hell? It's like, it's just my job here. Not a big deal.
Oh man.
Video games.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the results, shall we? So let's talk about Brooklyn.
Your breakaway champions for the weekend. We're the blue team.
Let's see. So Brooklyn Beatdown results here. Obviously, super awesome event. I mean, just the players were super good, and God, I almost just like, you can't even just talk about the top 8. Like, I feel like you got to talk about the top 16. I mean, look, we got Chirithi here at 13th, Cien. 801 Strider, who came out of his pool, which was a surprise, you know, because obviously he's been having trouble with the game, but now it seems like he's getting in there.
He's that kind of player that takes some time to learn, though.
Yeah,
he's definitely not like, I get the game immediately. He's like, I have to put in the time, and then I become really strong.
I felt like he was playing the wrong character. He was going with Cammy before.
Yeah,
and I feel like Mika works for him well.
But dude, she's so good.
Infiltration, tied for 13th.
Yeah, that Balrog was looking a little...
I wasn't experimental. Not a fan.
Yeah, it was something.
9th place was Ricky Ortiz, Alucard, Knuckledew, and Mago.
Yeah.
And then this is where things get good here, right?
Sure
I mean, 7th place, Brolinho, who already qualified for Capcom Cup. He gets to travel for the first time out of his country, comes here, beats Infiltration, then gets all the way to top 8.
It was a beatdown, too. He dunked him some Infiltration. That was pretty free.
Yeah, and I was just like so happy for him. Like, everyone talks about Commander Jesse, and of course we're gonna gush about Commander Jesse.
Jesse's
but
so good.
Brolinho definitely deserves a lot of props because he played super well, and it's just 3 years in a row now Brazil has made it into the CPT. Yeah, and I think that's awesome. They have
a good region.
Yeah, it's just a great sign for that region there. But yeah, Commander Jesse.
7th place with Dawson embodied Mago. Dude, we were standing at TwitchCon. Literally, we're sitting on the floor. And, like, I opened up Brooklyn Beatdown because, you know, Commander Jesse's out to play, and I'm, like, watching it, and I was, like, losing my shit. And people are walking up to me, like, what's happening? I'm like, dude, check this out. I, like, started commentating the match. I was like, this is Commander Jesse. He's from SoCal. He's one of the best players in the world, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, my God. It was so sick. Everybody was like, who is this Jesse guy? Why does he have such a big beard? I was like, that's not even the best part. Check this out. He's bodying this fool.
Dude, I was so happy for him. I was so happy for him because... that was the first time he's traveled.
Yes, I was just gonna say, the first time he's ever been on an airplane.
Right.
He's like drives. The only other event he's gone to is like what, like probably NCR and
Evo, right? Those are the furthest ones that he's been to. Oddly enough, NCR is further than Evo. But I mean, most of the time when people travel for their first event, they don't do that well.
No.
And it's this hostile environment. You're not used to it. But what was interesting, though, was that by the time he started getting further and further, like when he got to play Mago, he wasn't in a hostile environment because everyone was rooting for him to be the Japanese, right? So people were cheering for him. So he did have a little bit of that, but also I was just, he just won his first Wednesday night fights, and he came out there and
he's been playing since Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Which is years and years and years ago.
Dude, in vanilla Street Fighter 4, I played him and he used Chun-Li.
Yeah, he played Chun.
I had epic matches versus him.
Dude, so in Street Fighter 4, he played Chun, Sakura, Guile, he played as a counter pick, he played Dawson.
Is that actually Spencer here? He wants me to say the Score Esports. But see,
I
have it in my head now, because it's just Score Esports now. It's the Score Esports.
Shout out to Spencer the God for streaming ESL, being sick as usual. And awesome. Dude, I was hanging out with him at the last event we were at, and he was sitting in his hotel room. You know what he was doing? Trying to come up with better ways to stream Street Fighter and other fighting games at higher bitrate. He's like, yeah, so I'm going to buy this new laptop so I can test fighting games at high bitrate on the go and like try to figure out how to optimize stream settings so it looks the best. I was like, Spencer's the best. You're the best.
Spencer's the best. So.
How's it feel to be the actual best?
Well, in 5th place, Justin Wong, who played super well.
Yeah, he did.
And then Fudo with Mika. 4th place was Haitani with Nikali. 3rd place, Tokido, who had the unfortunate get to winners finals and then just down to Momochi, of course, 2nd place against Xiaohai, and Xiaohai so Xiaohai is always the tale of two tapes, right?
Yeah.
And we saw the bad Xiaohai in the first set and then the good Xiaohai in the
also saw
set.
The bad Xiaohai at Seam.
Oh yeah, he didn't do very well at Seam.
No, he did not. But he had a briefcase full of money. I don't think he cared. He got that briefcase, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, man, that's crazy.
It's funny. But yeah, no. I mean, what did you think of that match between Xiaohai and Momochi?
Momochi's so ridiculous.
Dude, he's so good.
Man, he just walks up in your face and does this.
Yeah.
And he confirms it every time. I'm like, how are you so good? I actually started playing Ken after I watched Momochi.
Oh yeah. Okay,
I was like, let me mess with this Ken character, and I started playing.
Someone actually said Momochi might confirm off of the stun meter. Because if you hit him, the meter will go up. You don't have to wait to see if they're getting hit or blocked.
I think visually confirming it's not that bad either, though.
Really?
I think visually, I can do it visually.
I haven't tried it.
I've only been playing him a little bit, and I feel like visually confirming it's pretty easy. Also, the one thing that impressed me the most about Momochi compared to every other Ken is his hit confirm on low forward, not into super, but in the uppercut.
Yeah.
He does low forward, and if it hits, he's like, sure. I'm like, come on, guy. Like, who do you think you are? Just hit confirming raw low forwards and stuff? That's crazy. I started trying that. It's really hard, but doable.
Right. And the interesting thing is that David, his main thing that he kept coming away with is that Street Fighter V has been known as this kind of knock you down, rough, beat you up, kind of like vortexy, even though it's not a vortex, but just kind of this rush you down.
Yeah, you got a gas on wake up, yeah.
And a lot of people are saying you can't play footsies in this game or whatever like that. But then he was like, look at the outside of Xiaohai, right? If we go back to this results screen here, Momochi plays a very footsie heavy game. Tokido plays a very footsie heavy game. Fudo plays a very footsie heavy game. Justin plays a very footsie heavy game.
Yeah.
So he was like, it almost felt like this was kind of ushering a newer era of Street Fighter V.
Because here's the thing about playing footsies, right? You have to know all the options, and you have to have control. And I think at a mid to high level in this game, a lot of people don't have that control. So it's very easy for them to run into things and get hit by stuff. But I feel like the people who have mastery in Street Fighter V, and I only think there's a few, mastery level understanding of their character and the game are the people where you see these kind of footsies. That's why if you watch Grand Finals of Seam, it was Tokido Momochi. Dude, the spacing in that was so absurd. It was such a good set.
I'm top 8 started and I fell asleep. I couldn't stay up, and I haven't gone back to watch the archives yet.
I did a commentary analysis on my stream. Of Seam Grand Finals, and I did Takuchi vs. PRR from TFC.
Oh, nice.
And I did the TFC Grand Finals, which was a beatdown hole in Mourn. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see that one either.
Ooh, that was a beatdown. I feel so bad. Oh, it was a sick match. So I did a commentary analysis breakdown, and there's some crazy stuff. There's a portion in Seam where Tokido does Fireball in the corner, and they're both in 10%, right? He does low strong Fireball. And then afterwards, Momochi tries to do roundhouse because he wants to be triggered.
Right.
And like Tokido backdashes expecting it, and then like they go back to this neutral, and I'm like, that backdash and not the block and normal was so genius. Because blocking a Ken normal at that point was like the worst thing ever.
Because it just leads in that V trigger mix-ups time.
And there's like this cool footsie game where Momochi is like, so what he does as a player is he walks up and he wants to back strong you. So when you start figuring that out, you start trying to intercept them with like your low strong as Ryu. So then Momochi walks up and hits stand medium kick because it's further and he can counterpoke your counterpoke. And then it's like, Tokido reads that and then hits a roundhouse to crush counter the medium kick. And I'm like, these fools are ridiculous. Like, I'm watching some Street Fighter. It's so good.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a good sign that it looks like Street Fighter 5 is kind of heading that direction. I mean, there like even just last week, there was a big Twitter conversation of like, you can't play footsies in this game.
Right.
And it's funny, too, because the reason for saying that you can't play footsies in this game is because you can't whiff punish. And it's funny because there have been countless Street Fighter games where it's hard to whiff punish, and you're playing plenty of footsies. So footsies, whiff punishing is not necessarily a core component of, you know, footsies.
Or the only component.
Right, exactly. So
in Street Fighter 4, you can whiff punish a lot because
it's like Third Strike.
So Third Strike and
Street Fighter 4 had that similar whiff punishing kind of thing. But you go back to Alpha games, you go CVS 2, like if Sagat throws low fears, you aren't whiff punishing that. She's just like low fears, low fears, low fears. That's why he was like top tier until roll canceling, and even then he's still like one of the best characters in the game. So, you know,
you roll through it and he throws you.
no one is whiff punishing in Super Turbo.
Game's so fast, dude.
So yeah, but you know, again, it's just a nice shift for the way the game played, and you know, I thought the presentation there was really cool. It was really like, I don't know if you could tell, but like when I was doing commentary at the grand finals, I was so nervous
because of the esportsiness of everything.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird, and it was just like suddenly we're there with the audience behind us, and I was
it's like Mandalay Bay all over you.
Yeah, if I mess up, like they're all gonna laugh at me or something.
There's
I don't know.
a bunch of CS:GO fans in the audience. Like, what is this?
Exactly.
It's a good thing it was Ryu Ken. They were like, or Ryu Chun, Cammy Ken. They were like, all right, we know these characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Like at least it was something they could understand.
All right, cool. Well, let me see here. We've got some more events here. Let's go to Southeast Asia Majors.
Yeah, SEAM was sick. This is such a good event.
And it was cool. So I didn't get what the rule was. So they had an amateur tournament.
So the amateur tournament, the way it is, if you're under 30 and unsponsored, you can enter, as far as I understand it.
Oh, interesting.
As far as I understand it, that was the rule. So the amateur tournament was really interesting.
Colitis.
This thing is talking to me.
Yeah, you got this advertisement.
This advertisement is talking.
You got hit by the 895?
Yeah, I got hit by the 895. All right.
Dang, SRK got you good, James.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Wow, there was a lot of games here at SEAM.
There was.
Okay. So this is it right here. So there was the amateur tournament here.
Right.
Which Heavy Mental, like the name, Armika, 7th place, Dennis Wong, M. Bison. 5th place, Guilty with Dalsum, SKZ with Cammy. 4th was Sysak with Karen. 3rd, Leslie with Ryu. I don't know how he's considered an amateur.
It's just unsponsored under 30.
2nd was Zizi with Birdie, who is now being flown, I believe, by RCAP to SCR, yeah. And then Verloren with Cammy took it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That was a really fun tournament to watch. Before the main tournament was just absurdly stacked and difficult.
This tournament was ridiculous. I mean, look, we'll do top 16 again. Xiaohai in 13th place.
Man.
Kazunoko in 13th place. Bon Chan with Nash in 13th place.
Who 2-0'd Kazunoko in his pool, by the way.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
okay,
that was a sick match.
Okay, yeah, I missed so much of this event. I was kind of sad about that, but I had other things to take care of, and so Nemo, 9th place. Infiltration again, 9th place with Nash. Zizi with Birdie. Mago with Karen. And then here we go with the top 8. 7th place was Human Bomb, like the best player that no one ever talks about.
So good, man.
Cien with Fang. NL, he was one of the Korean players.
Korean right? Ryu, so good.
With Ryu.
He beat Haitani and Sako.
Really?
Yeah, he beat them both.
Okay. Wait, Sako wasn't in top 16? Dude, he was like doing super well, wasn't he? Or
I think he's in top 8. He got 5th, I think, right?
Oh, 4th. Yeah. Okay, so 5th place was also I am Tren or Iam Trem or something like that.
I am Chuan.
Yeah, with Guile. 4th place was Sako. There he is with Chun-Li.
Yeah.
3rd place, Eita with Ken. 2nd place, again, Momochi with Ken. And this time, taken out by Tokido with Ryu. And,
yeah, that was a 6 set.
And I didn't get to see that, like I said. But, I mean, what was it that Tokido mostly did?
It was winners and grands was both of those guys.
Mm-hmm,
But Tokido mostly, there was like, the footsie game was so fun to watch. But the main thing to me that stood out as Tokido's strength in the matchup, every single time he got knocked down in the corner, he held up forward.
Yeah, okay. So
versus Ken, he held up forward every time. He jumped out and Tatsu'd, and Momochi couldn't chase him. So even though Ken's so strong at having the corner position, he gets corner carry so fast. Like Momochi never wants to meaty. The way Momochi does things is he walks up, he walks back, and he just checks with back strong. Right. Because he wants to hit confirm so bad, right? That he's so focused on that he wouldn't meaty Tokido. And once he starts meeting him, he just uppercuts.
Remember, Momochi was also the one with that Momochi tech where he does the delayed uppercut. Yeah. So it's probably kind of same mentality. So he never does a true meaty.
So Tokido would just wake up with jump Tatsu out of the corner every single time. And Ken had no way to chase. Like, he could not chase it. He had no way to chase it. Even there was a few times where, like, he would just step back and give up corner positioning because he's like, all right, he's going to jump Tatsu out. And he would uppercut him on the other side, and then Tokido does back roll, and we're back to the middle of the screen.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
He doesn't have to deal with that Ken mix-up.
Yeah, and then in the neutral, like, Ryu's going to get more damage output out of, like, less things, right? So, yeah, it was a 6 set. I did a breakdown of it on my stream. It's really...
going to be on twitch.tv/Sayjam,
yeah.
Right? Are you going to get it on YouTube as well?
I was planning to. I don't know if Capcom Fighters wants me to upload. I have to talk to somebody at Capcom about that.
Okay.
I'd like to upload it to YouTube, though.
But because it's an analysis, right? It's not like, are you pausing and everything in between the matches? Yeah.
I'm doing tons of pauses.
It's different. It's a different thing. I don't think they'll have a problem.
It was a cool set.
So, but yeah, or you could just check the archives right now, which is on twitch.tv/Sayjam.
Yeah, it was super cool. It was a really good set. Tokido jumping out of the corner on wake up is like, and Momochi was trying to do it too, but both of them were just like up forward. Because if you do throw there, throw will lose to a hold up forward, and if you do non-meaty button, they're just jumping out. So it's like whatever, right?
Okay. Well, that's good to hear for Tokido here, but let's scroll through here. Like we said, there was a bunch of other games here.
There was a lot of games that seemed besides just Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, and come on, there it goes. So, Blaze Blue Central Fiction.
Second place.
4th place, we'll just do Rebel Seo with Jin. Jeishi with 9 and Giuna with Izayoi.
2nd place.
Wow, okay. Alden with New 12. Or whichever, I never know which one is which anymore. Revelator, 4th place was Taka with Slayer. Slayer, so there was a patch that just came out for this game. Slayer has his overhead combos again. I am the saddest human on the planet.
Slayer's going to be silly.
NOB with Soul Bad Guy. Jajamaru with Jam. And 1st place, Dogura with Raven. Mm-hmm. And so Daru qualifies for Arc Revolution Cup.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him. There was also... I guess this was only a Southeast Asia tournament. So let's just go to Tekken here. 4th place was KGB Plus with Paul and King. I'm Your Mother with King. Arins with Josie. And 1st place was Meat with King and Brian. KOF. Look at the players in this, right?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Nemo, Goichi, Dako, and Xiaohai.
Yeah.
That is a crazy tournament.
It was a really, really crazy tournament for KOF. I saw a lot of people talking about it and tweeting about it. I watched a bit of it. It's pretty sick.
Okay. And UMVC3, Horuto with Strider Virgil Akuma, Anton Castilla with Zero Doom Virgil, Birdie with Kuma Joe Hager, and 7110 with Viper Doom Annie.
Yeah.
That's the old school Marlin Pie
classic team, dude.
Yeah, that's the
team's
classic
cool.
Marlin Pie team.
So that was Seam. Seam is really sick.